Hey everyone, welcome back. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe to Decode Healthcare with Harshal. I am so pumped to have you here for part 31 of our 100-part CPC exam series. Today, we are literally hacking the rules of the cardiovascular system in this explainer. Let's get right into it.
So here's our game plan for today. We'll start with a quick cardiovascular CPT overview, then tackle pacemakers and defibrillators, break down those tricky CABG coding rules, dive into coronary interventions, map out vascular catheterization, and finally wrap it all up with your Part 31 cheat sheet. Okay, let's dive into this. Section 1, Cardiovascular CPT Overview. We're looking at the rules of the engine here. All right, our playing field for the cardiovascular system ranges from CPT codes 33000 all the way to 37799. And let me tell you, to avoid getting tripped up on your exam, you absolutely have to pay strict attention to the rules of this anatomical engine. It's crucial. Because this clinical territory, it is massive. We're looking at a spectrum that covers literally everything, from open procedures on the heart muscle itself and major bypasses, all the way down to pacemakers and those tiny, minimally invasive vascular interventions in the arteries and veins. It's a huge puzzle. Moving right along, Section 2, Pacemakers and Defibrillators. This is all about rhythm management. Now, when you crack open an operative report for rhythm management, you've got to apply a really strict code this, not that logic. You need to definitively figure out, is the surgeon working on the pulse generator, the actual battery box, or are they manipulating the transvenous leads, meaning the electrodes and wires? You have to know which one it is. From there, your coding pathway splits into 3 totally distinct directions based on what the surgeon is actually doing. Are they inserting a completely brand new system? Or are they just doing a replacement, like maybe swapping out a dead pulse generator? Or is it a revision, where they're just repositioning or fixing those transvenous leads? Each of these actions points you to a completely different code family. And remember, anatomy is always going to dictate your specific code choice here. The documentation will specifically tell you if the device is single or dual chamber. It's pretty straightforward. Single chamber means there is just one lead in either the atrium or the ventricle. Dual chamber, that means the patient has leads in both. Simple as that. All right, shifting gears to Section 3, CABG coding rules. This is the coronary artery bypass section. CABG coding can definitely be a high-stress area, so you want to use this anatomy-to-action map to guide you. If the surgeon is only using venous grafts, like the saphenous vein, you're going to stick to the 33510 to 33516 range. But if it's a combined arterial venous graft, you have to stock an arterial primary code with a very specific venous add-on code. It's a 2-step process. So the crucial point is this, and I'm delivering this golden rule with some serious authority because it is absolutely going to save you points on test day. Never, and I mean never, report a venous-only primary code when an arterial graft is also placed. An arterial graft, like the left internal mammary artery, is always going to take that primary code slot. No exceptions. Let's move on and see how this builds in Section 4, Coronary Interventions, or PCIs. We're talking hierarchy and bundling. For percutaneous coronary interventions, these modifiers are going to be your absolute best friends: LD, LC, RC, RI, and LM. I really can't stress this enough, guys. Identifying the exact major coronary vessel and appending the correct modifier, that is literally step 1 in all PCI coding. You want to think of PCI coding as a hierarchy. Basically, the heaviest procedure swallows up the smaller ones in the same vessel segment. So if a surgeon just does an angioplasty, you code that. But if they go in and place a stent, well, that stent bundles the angioplasty. And if they perform an atherectomy with a stent, that heaviest procedure bundles both of the other two. It's like a Russian nesting doll of codes. Next up, Section 5, Vascular Catheterization. This covers diagnostic and navigational procedures. Here, you have to clearly separate non-selective from selective catheterization. Non-selective basically means the catheter is placed directly into a main vessel, like the aorta, and just parked there. Selective catheterization, on the other hand, requires active navigation. The surgeon is actually steering that catheter deeper, past the aorta, and really getting into the vascular weeds and branch families. And when you do enter that selective territory, here is your ultimate exam hacker rule. You need to track the catheter's journey. It might go from the first order to the second order, maybe down to the third order or even higher.
But, and this is key, you never code every single stop along the way. You always code only to the highest or deepest order selectively reached, just the final destination. All right, let's bring it all together. Section 6, Part 31, Cheat Sheet. Time for a rapid-fire summary.
I actually want you to go ahead and pause this explainer right now and screenshot this cheat sheet. Why does this matter? Well, it's simple. These 4 rules will immediately eliminate wrong answers on your CPC exam. For pacemakers, separate the generator from the leads. For CABG, always make the arterial graft primary. For PCIs, the heaviest procedure bundles the rest. And for catheters, just trace it to the deepest selective branch reached.
Boom. You've just completely conquered the cardiovascular system rules. But ask yourself something. If a surgeon mixes arterial and venous grafts tomorrow, are you going to remember who takes the primary slot? Keep that hierarchy locked in your mind, for sure. But hey, our journey isn't over yet. Are you ready to decode the hemic, lymphatic, mediastinum, and diaphragm CPT codes? Join me in Part 32, where we're going to keep this momentum going. Keep studying hard, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.